Hello students, welcome to our today lecture. In our previous lecture we have discussed about what is multiculinarity and what are its causes. In our today lecture we are going to discuss the identification of multiculinarity. That how can we identify that there exists a multiculinarity in our data set. Keep in mind that identification and detection of multiculinarity both are different things. In case of identification, we look at the results of any linear regression model, and the result also tells us that there exists an issue of multiculinarity. While in case of detection, we apply different tests like correlation matrix, VIF, variance inflation factor, tolerance, and these tests tell us that there exists an issue of multiculinarity or not. So in our today lecture we are only interested to discuss about what are the identification of multiculinarity. The first thing that how you can identify that there is an issue of multiculinarity, look at the R squared value. If your R square value is high and your variables are insignificant, the coefficients T values and P values suggest you that they are insignificant, but your R square is high. So how it is possible that your variables are insignificant and your R square is high? So if this is something in your results, it clearly indicates that there is an issue of multiculinarity in your data set. I am repeating again, if your R square is very high, let's say the value of R square is 70, 0.70 or 0.80, and you have three variables in your data set, three independent variable and one dependent variable. Your two independent variables are showing insignificant results. Only one variable is significant. So how it is possible that with having two insignificant variables, your R square is very much high of 80% or 70%. So if this is the case, then it clearly indicates that there is an issue of multiculinarity in your data set. Second, beta coefficients will not be statistically significant. As I mentioned earlier, that if there exists an issue of multiculinarity, then your beta coefficient values will not be significant, will no more significant. T value becomes very low and P value becomes very higher. The next identification for multiculinarity is that beta coefficient will be contrary to expected a prior to bizarre. It means that when you develop a model, you hypothetically develop an hypothesis. Let's say we develop a model in which GDP is dependent variable and FDI, foreign direct investment, is independent variable, and we make a hypothesis that there is a positive relationship between foreign direct investment and GDP, and we have include another variable which is saving, and we also said, or we also make an hypothesis that when saving increases, GDP also increases. So both IBs are having hypothetically positive relationship, but when we run a regression, the regression tells us that there is a negative relationship between FDI and GDP or saving with GDP. So what's happening here? When we develop a model, we create a hypothesis, and in a hypothesis we said that there is a positive relationship between FDI and GDP, and same for saving and GDP. But the results are telling us another picture. The results are telling us there is a negative relationship between saving and GDP, or maybe FDI and GDP. So these results are contrary to our hypothesis. So if your result shows that theory is saying that there is positive relationship, but your results are saying that there is a negative relationship, so it may also identify that there is an issue of multicollinearity, because due to independent variable high relationship, high causality between independent variables may alter their coefficient sign. The second identification for multicollinearity is large standard error. Large standard error means if there are three variables in your data set and two have very strong causality between them. So the standard error of that variable which have no multicollinearity is very low, and the standard error of those variables which have multicollinearity which have very high standard errors. So if this may be case, if you see in your regression results that one variable is having very low standard error and other variables are having very high standard error, so this may indicate that there is an issue of multicollinearity. The second thing is that small t values and high p values. Basically, when t value is greater than 2, we assume that there is a significant relationship. We say that when t value is greater than 2, it means that results are significant. But when the t values are less than 2, it means that results are insignificant. So when there is an issue of multicollinearity, this issue will lower the t values. When the t values are lower, it means that your results are statistically insignificant. And similarly, when t values are becoming lower, p values are becoming higher and higher. So when p values are higher or more than 5%, so it means that results are not significant. The next identification is more likely not to reject the null hypothesis. So in case of multicollinearity, most of the times we are accepting the null hypothesis which are against us. And the last identification of multicollinearity is that removing or adding a regressor, which means an independent variable, causes substantial changes to the model. It means that when we include one another variable into our model, or when exclude one variable from our model, by adding or by excluding one variable will change the whole result drastically. So it means that there exists an issue of multicollinearity. For example, if there are three independent variables in your model and R square value is 0.7, when you drop one variable, R square value will reach to 0.2. So there is a drastic change in the value of R. 50% R square decreases. Similarly, when you increase or when you add one more variable in your model, and this will alter the R square values or of the F statistic values or the Durbin-Watson value or any other values drastically. So it means or it indicates that there is an issue of multicollinearity in your data set. So this is all for our today lecture.